Another thing I try to remember when I'm out here and it's, great wind and I'm just pumped to get out there and get the boat rigged, I try to just, take another check over, make sure that I didn't skip anything. Because when it goes fast, sometimes when you're rigging, setup goes fast, there's a reason, you're too fast it seems. And then you realize you forgot something. I got my wind vane on the my rudder on. That's nice when you take off the wind. And I just do a check over. My hatches are closed. And I got my There's no doubt that it's not good for a furling jib to be furled that tight. Today was shifty and a lot of gusts. And with the full main out, I'd always have to decide, should I take my mutt sail, which is 100 square feet, and have more jib out, or do the full size sail, Buccaneer sail, and furl my jib just to reduce sail area, get up on the rail. So yeah, it's just weird. Either way, I don't know. Sometimes that combination of the mutt sail and the full jib is really nice. Today I just kind of go with what felt right. And that's what I have to do. I got to make that call, before I leave when I'm rigging. On a nice broad reach now. Good volume here. I see a change in the color of the water up here. I'm not sure. I'm always looking for that. It goes from a dark to kind of a lighter blue-green, actually green. That's interesting. I've seen this before. I don't know. It could just be the sun right now. It's being solarized by that cloud. I don't know. There it is. Now the sun's back out. That is amazing. That's the beauty of sailing and being out in the water. My sails are not adjusted really great right now. Just tacked. I'm hoping I can make this point. Powerboat waves, no big deal. I came across a really cool sailing website recently, and the man's name is Christian Williams, and Christian is a little older than I am, and he's sailed all over. He started in dinghies. He sailed, big boats. He sailed ocean voyages and all that. I don't know if he races. I think he probably has raced some. Anyway, to pick back up on Christian Williams, his website, there's one video where he talks about finding your second boat. So it's the boat that you already have, and you haven't really sailed it in really high winds, and so you don't really know what it can do. And so when you do that, and you find that you can sail it in more wind than you thought and go faster than you thought, it's kind of like a new boat. And I couldn't agree more. He really puts it well. One thing he talks about when you're soloing, especially, be thinking ahead of the boat. Be thinking about what's coming next. Like if I'm going into the dock, I need to be thinking about getting prepared. Sometimes, the wind's building and it's building more and more, and it becomes pretty urgent that you get off the water, or at least hove to and, slow down a little bit and kind of do whatever you need to do to get ready. Or pull sail down and motor in. I've got my Honda and I rarely use it. The only time I will motor back in is when I feel like the dock's really crowded, or it's just so windy and shifty that I feel like, I could have a problem last minute at the dock, like maybe a big shift or something, when I'm trying to just come up into the wind and land the boat. So that's pretty rare. That's another really good thing about sailing a lot, is you get where you can bring it in under sail to the dock in most situations, unless it's really fluky or just really high wind, So, and it also depends obviously on the dock situation. Some are much better than others. I found that if a dock has, two docks and the separation is enough that I can pull a tack inside. You know, and of course if it's clear to do that. Well, I can just, you know, come around I can come in on speed and come around and do a tack and head up into wind and land it pretty easy. I'm just kind of coming off the wind a little bit here right now. It's just evening out here, and I'm just playing in the wind. It's so wonderful. Yale Lake, late in June. I'm just taking it easy. The wind keeps shifting. It's kind of nice. Here it starts to build a little suddenly, you know, pretty quick, really. And it's not a slap gust, but it definitely will come up. I just went from, you know, kind of floating to moving pretty good up. Anyway, but that's a great website. He talks about his past, growing up as a kid in New Jersey and sailing a lot, sailing different dinghies and family sailing with his family. It's just wonderful. There's kind of a retro video of Christian Williams. He does a cool, you know, kind of a family trip. They all go out and sail. Here we go. So, you know, it's a great site to check out. I'll put a link to it. Riding these evening thermal shifts, whatever they are, I mean, it's just wonderful. And this is a great way to kind of test your skills on. It goes from really light to a bit trucking through. And if you hike out rather than sheet out, or sheet in and hike out, it's pretty fun. So this is Yale Lake in the evening. It just has some really nice, you can just play in the wind out here. It just has these nice, steady, you know, they're not even gusts, they're just the volume just trucks through. You'll be just kind of moving along and you'll get this nice, let's see if it'll do it here. Here comes one. I just sheet it out a lot then. Usually I hike out rather than sheet out. That's what makes me go. But, you know, anyway, it's just fun. I barely need to hike. I just hike out when I try to smoothly turn that power into speed. So here it is, 7 o'clock in the evening. And it's finally pretty flat. There's still some breeze. It's amazing that I've sailed like 6 hours or 5.5 hours and I still don't want to leave. It is so beautiful out here. It must be 75 degrees. I mean, there's still some cool in the air, but it just feels cool because there's a lot of warm air too. I love it. Early summer.